Good morning. Good morning. Give y'all a minute to get up in here. Oh, man. Beat out this fucking storm. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. We're going to get into this in a hot minute. It is Monday morning, July 8th, 2024. 4 days after 4th of July. July. 4 days after 4th of July. Back on the grind, back on the road to start another week. You know what I mean? Start another week. Another week of work, y'all. Another week. But I am excited. Coming in October, I will be doing starting in October, I'll be giving a creative writing workshop for homeschool children. So I'm excited about that. It's basically the foundations of storytelling, right? So I'm excited about that. One step, that brings me one step closer to doing what I really want to do. So, yo. That's always a good thing, right? There we go. This mirror. All right. For some of y'all, it's mad early. So, it is what it is. I'm going to get into this real quick. First of all, I want to say that this is not going to be a Bill Haney bashing live stream, right? Because I have respect. I have the utmost respect for Bill Haney as a father and as a manager and a promoter of Devin Haney, right? Seems like a good dude. Seems like, I don't know him, so he just seems like he's a good dude. Seems like he has the best interest in mind for his kids, which is number one, right? Which should be the number one priority for any father. The number one priority for any father should be to ensure that their children have the best life possible, that their children are able to succeed. So, shout out to Bill Haney for that. You know what I'm saying? He's an inspiration. He should be an inspiration to any father out there. Black fathers, white fathers, any father. Because he gives his all to his children. So much respect for that. So again, this is not a Bill Haney bashing live stream. So here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing to understand, right? This is not a personal attack on Bill Haney. And maybe I can help you guys with this. Maybe I can, because a lot of people, when they have a disagreement with someone, they tend to go at that person on a personal level, right? They tend to throw everything else out the window, right? Because I could throw out the window the fact that Bill Haney is for all intents and purposes, for everything that's he puts out there in the public, is a decent guy, right? And a great father. So for me, that is number one most important thing. And I don't need to go at Bill Haney personally if I have a disagreement with his approach to something. Now, someone's approach to something can speak to their character to a degree. And it just depends on what that instance is. It could be a great degree, a small degree, whatever the case may be. And in this instance, I cannot say to what degree Bill Haney's stance is, how his stance is attributed to his personality, or to him as a person. Because again, I don't know him like that. I don't know him personally, but I do know what he puts out in the public, and I never heard him necessarily speak out about racial issues, right? Never heard him speak about racial issues since I've been, in the years that I've been aware of Bill Haney. I have not heard him necessarily talk about racial issues. And in this case, given what Ryan Garcia has done, right? And Ryan Garcia has been a weirdo for years. He's been a liar for years. He's been full of shit for years. He's been using mental health issues, right? He's been using his mental health issues to just get away with a lot of silly shit. And at this point in time, we should understand that Ryan Garcia is pulling a gambit, right? He's pulling a gambit. And certain individuals are falling for it. Of course, his family is falling for it. Or either they're falling for it or they're aware of his gambit and they're just going along with it. And then there are others that aren't as close to Ryan Garcia but should understand that he's pulling a gambit, like Bill Haney. Bill Haney has known Ryan Garcia for almost 20 years. Devin Haney has known Ryan Garcia for almost 20 years. And I haven't known Ryan Garcia that long, but I have known about him and I've known his antics. I've known the shit that he's pulled for years. And I understand that he's full of shit. And understand this. If you are a type of person that would cheat in a boxing match by taking performance-enhancing drugs and proceed to lay hands on your opponent and don't accept accountability and responsibility for it, and at the same time you come in overweight, you have no morals and you have no ethics in regards to, all of a sudden you don't want to follow the rules that you signed the contract for. So to me, that tells me that you have thrown caution to the wind and that you no longer give a shit about the sport of boxing and a level of, you don't give a shit about a level of sportsmanship. So you are willing to do anything and everything you can to win. To me, that tells me, yeah, you might have mental health issues, right? But having mental health issues does not excuse you from your behavior. There are a broad spectrum of mental health issues. If I were a serial killer, and I'll go around killing everybody just because I have the desire to, and I'm acting on my desire. So understand that that's what that is. Serial killers have a desire to kill a bunch of people. And they do it ritualistically for a lot of the time. They like to take trophies and all that type of shit. There's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with them mentally. They might be sociopaths, psychopaths, schizophrenic, whatever the case may be. But you do not excuse their behavior. You don't say, well, he is a sociopath, a psychopath, and a schizophrenic. So, I'm not going to kick him while he's down. What kind of shit is that? What's good, King James Mayo? If a serial killer serial kills, you do not say, oh, well, I don't want to kick the man while they're down. You know what I'm saying? He's going through stuff, I'm gonna lift him up. No, fuck all that. And it's this, for me, same thing with Ryan Garcia, right? Of course, a serial killer, that's an extreme example, right? But I'm just trying to give you guys some perspective on this. You know, I know Bill Haney's probably not going to see this, but if he happens to, I'm trying to give him some perspective. Ryan Garcia is a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man. He's a functional adult. He knows right from wrong, despite what people tell you. You don't all of a sudden not know right from wrong because you're going through a mental breakdown. You might have some depression, all this, that, and the third. A lot of people deal with mental health issues. A lot of people deal with mental health issues, but they do not get the luxury of people excusing their behavior. They don't get the luxury of that. Ryan Garcia gets that luxury because he is a personality. You know what I'm saying? He is a public figure. He's a boxer. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of grown men that want his body. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I haven't seen more men stand up for Ryan and go in the pocket and ride for Ryan more than women. And you think that more women would do that, right? And I'm pretty sure, because you see it on the spaces, right? He has women on his spaces riding his jock, but more so it's men. So Ryan Garcia has all these people that are going to bat for him, that are making excuses, that are relieving him of responsibility and accountability. And they like to take every little thread they can. They pull at these threads. They pull at the thread of, oh, well, the New York State Athletic Commission, they only punished him because he didn't disclose supplements. Or they'll say, oh, well, he had a 1/8 of a millimeter of a motherfucking ostarine inside his body. You know what I'm saying? All these things. They'll pull at all these threads. Ryan Garcia has enough people caping and riding for him and lying for him. You know, he has his parents aren't accepting responsibility. They aren't ensuring that he is accepting responsibility. They have not taught him accountability, right? And so now you got Bill Haney coming out and being soft-spoken and saying, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to kick a man while he's down, mental health this, mental health that. Oh, well, you know, he needs help, blah, blah, blah. Well, when in his rights, Ryan Garcia has ever accepted the help? When has he ever said, you know what, please help me? No. He has enough people out there, right? He's under the witness protection program. So why I don't understand why Bill Haney all of a sudden is having all this compassion for Ryan Garcia. Did Ryan Garcia have any compassion for Devin when he decided to use performance-enhancing drugs? When he decided to conspire with Floyd Mayweather to miss weight in a strategic manner? Did he have compassion? Who had compassion for Devin Haney but a select few new media YouTubers? Who has had any compassion for Devin other than Bill Haney, you know what I'm saying, the LDBC, Champ Side, you know, Sugar-Free Mars, you know, I can count on my both hands how many people have had compassion that have any level of gravitas, right? Meaning any level of social influence. How many people, you have people out here blaming Devin Haney for getting cheated, right? Stephen A. Smith blames Devin Haney for getting cheated because Devin Haney decided to fight Ryan Garcia even though he came in 3.2 pounds overweight. So in Stephen A. Smith's mind, well, he never would have got cheated by the performance-enhancing drugs if he just didn't fight Ryan Garcia for coming in overweight. He's blaming Devin Haney. And Stephen A. Smith is blaming Devin Haney, and Paulie Malignaggi is actually blaming Ryan Garcia. What kind of upside down, inside out world is this? Where Paulie Malignaggi is standing on business for Devin Haney, and motherfucking Stephen A. Smith is blaming Devin. Paulie Malignaggi is ostensibly a racist, right? But he's standing in the pocket for Devin Haney. You know why? I think Paulie Malignaggi, not because he likes Devin, but because he understands the implications and ramifications it could have on the sport of boxing as a whole if people just excuse Ryan Garcia's behavior. Paulie Malignaggi is thinking forwardly, if you believe it or not. And you have, think about this, you have Shane Mosley defending Ryan Garcia, and just the wildest conspiracy theory he's pushing is that Victor Conte is setting up Ryan Garcia like he set Shane Mosley up. Like, this is wild. You got Floyd Schofield Sr. not only excusing the PEDs by saying, oh, well, if you're a good boxer, it ain't gonna matter about the PEDs. You got him pushing that bullshit, and you also got him saying, you got him excusing Ryan Garcia's behavior. Don't we have enough people standing in the pocket for Ryan Garcia in a retarded fashion? I'm sorry, these people, there's something that's not right in their brain. There's something that's not right going on here. But now you got Bill Haney, whose son received little to no compassion from Ryan Garcia, giving compassion to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia said, Bill Haney's a Muslim. Ryan Garcia said, screw all Muslims, screw all black people. Bill Haney is a black Muslim. Devin Haney is a black Muslim. Bill Haney's children, other children, are black Muslims. But you want to give some compassion to Ryan? You want to give first of all, let me ask y'all a question. When was Ryan Garcia ever diagnosed with a mental health issue? When has Ryan Garcia ever been diagnosed with mental health issues? And what mental health issue was he diagnosed with? Who's done it? I don't even see these YouTube psychiatrists diagnosing Ryan Garcia. Y'all know the ones that do videos about TV characters and all this other type of shit. I don't see it. But why are we attributing Ryan Garcia's behavior and lack of ethics and lack of accountability and straight up bona fide racism? Why are we attributing that to mental health issues and drinking? Because Bill used that as well. Bill said, oh, well, drinking and the mental health. What? Alcohol does not have, it does not have racism metachlorians up in there. There is no racism metachlorian that you are born with. There's no racism metachlorian that you can drink from a bottle. What does alcohol do when you drink it? It relieves you of your inhibitions, right? If you're inhibited from doing the things you want to do, well, alcohol, depending on how much you drink, will release your inhibitions. It will relieve your inhibitions and have you doing things that you normally would not do, but you always had the desire to do. Racism is in Ryan Garcia. It's not on him. It's in him. So the person, you know how you hear the word liquid courage and all that type of shit? Well, you can hear the word liquid courage, you all of a sudden you big and bad now because you're drinking alcohol. No. all of a sudden you're violent because of the alcohol. No. What the alcohol did was desire to act on your racism desire. You understand? So what that's all the alcohol did was allow Ryan Garcia to bypass his inhibitions, to put those aside, and just say what the fuck was on his mind. To say what the fuck was on his mind. And there have been things throughout time for Ryan Garcia that shows that he does have these thoughts. Right? So, that's all the alcohol did. So blaming alcohol for Ryan Garcia's racist behavior is something that I have to question. I have to question your level of intelligence. I have to question whether or not you are being intellectually dishonest. I don't know. I can't tell you why. I can't express the intent behind Bill Haney doing this. I can't. But what I can say is that I'm not rolling because, and you know what? It's fine. Bill Haney can go ahead and have this compassion. I'm not gonna have it. This is bigger than Bill Haney because during this rant, he didn't call Bill Haney an N-word. He didn't call Devin Haney an N-word. He called all black people N-words. He said all N-words, all Muslims, all this, that, and the third. He said that he wanted to dig up George Floyd so that he can reenact what happened to George Floyd. So, we understand that this is bigger than Bill Haney and bigger than Devin Haney. And even if he did call Bill Haney and Devin N-words directly, well, that helps you understand how he feels about black people in general. So, I don't understand why Bill had this type of reaction. He's trying to be the bigger person. He's trying to, they go low, I go high, all that. There is a time and place for that. This is not the time and place because Ryan Garcia has already gotten away with so much bullshit. He has always gotten the soft touch. When he got popped for PEDs, everybody came and defended him. Everybody made excuses. The New York State Athletic Commission went soft on his ass. Ryan Garcia is not learning from his actions. He's not learning from consequences. He is. He's gonna receive consequences. And it just ain't happened yet. But when it happens, it's gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't understand why Bill did that and why he had that type of reaction, but this whole thing is bigger than him. Now, Bill Haney did not have to go in on Ryan Garcia and cuss him out. No. He could have done the right thing. The right thing would have been to say what it is. Ryan Garcia is a racist. We don't stand for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Uplift your people by helping them understand that this shit exists, because there are always people out here denying it. Oh, there's no racism that affects this, that. No, there's no racism. Oh, no. It doesn't exist. It doesn't affect you in a negative way. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No, there is no systematic racism. There's no this, there's no that. Now, if you don't understand that what happened with Ryan Garcia is systematic racism, you just have to think about it, right? Because Ryan Garcia is comfortable with this behavior. So Ryan Garcia went on this racist rant. This is why it's systematic, right? Ryan Garcia went on this rant, and you have people within boxing within the system of boxing, co-signing his behavior or excusing his behavior, but you did have the WBC ban him for life from trying to get their belts. Okay, well, Ryan Garcia, that's not a real consequence for him because he don't give a shit about the belts. But the IBF didn't, the WBO didn't, the WBA did not. They did not do anything. So the system of boxing, right, is telling you that a boxer can be a racist and go on a racist rant and nothing will happen to him. He can still participate in the sport of boxing after he satisfies his suspension for the PEDs. Right. So that's what they're telling. That's how you know it's systematic, right? Because they're rolling with it, right? Now, think about this. Ryan Garcia goes on this racist rant and then goes the next day or two and tells everybody, oh, I'm not apologizing. Y'all ain't gonna do shit. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna go to the fight. Nothing gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? All this, that, and the third. Y'all ain't gonna do shit. Why? Because he knew he had the system of sanctioned boxing behind him. And so what did he do? Ryan Garcia was dead right. Ryan Garcia was right. He went to his brother's boxing match and nothing happened to him, right? His brother got his ass whooped and, you know, they had to escort Ryan Garcia out because he got all upset. But no one confronted Ryan Garcia. Nobody. He was let in, you know, nobody did anything. You know, he was allowed to walk around like King Tut, you know what I'm saying? After being exposed as a racist, and just do what he want. And then after he dared y'all to do something about it. So, you know, that to me that tells me that Ryan Garcia has the system of boxing behind him. Right? He has that. Because no one is really giving a shit. And then, look, Sean Porter, Kenny Porter, all these people, like, come on, man. Oh, he ain't really like that. You know, that was just the alcohol. I mean, come on, man. How old are we? How old are we, y'all? Can we grow the fuck up? Can we stop blaming alcohol for the stupid shit and unethical shit we do? If a man got drunk and a woman got drunk and the woman is sloppy drunk and the man is sloppy drunk, but the man has a little bit more control over himself and the woman is like damn near passed out, and the man decides that he was going to take her, are we going to blame it on alcohol? Are we going to blame it on mental health issues because, oh, well, you know, he pulled out of a fight because he said he had mental health issues 5-6 years ago, or however long ago that was. He pulled out of a fight for mental health issues, and so therefore everything he does from there is because of that, right? Or would we want that motherfucker put in jail? Now, going on a racist rant is not the equivalent of taking advantage of a young woman. But what I'm saying is, at what point do we say, oh, it's the mental health issues and not, like, at what point do we not allow the mental health issues to prevent him from suffering consequences? Does he have to step over a certain line? Does it have to be, oh, does he have to do something as extreme as assaulting someone for the mental health issues to no longer be an excuse? Is that the point? What point? Where's the cutoff? Where's the cutoff? Because if Ryan Garcia really had mental health issues, he would consistently display these mental health issues, I believe, right? Unless, because anybody can suffer from depression, right? So you can suffer from depression. That's a mental health issue. You know what I'm saying? Women can go through postpartum depression. You know, everybody can go through depression. Everybody can be stressed out. Everybody can have these moments where, you know, they might have a mental health breakdown. But does that excuse them from every single thing they do? Right? If Ryan Garcia had mental health issues to the point where he could not control his behavior, he would have been locked up in an asylum a long time ago. If his mental health issues were solely to blame for his behavior, he would be consistently displaying mental health issues. But when he fought Tank Davis in the lead up to that fight, right? And during the fight and after the fight, he displayed zero mental health issues. Right? Zero. You know, he was a professional. He knew he had a rehydration clause. He knew that he had to come in at 136 pounds. He knew all this shit. Like, and he acted as though on a professional manner, he went ahead and fulfilled these obligations. He was not going around talking about, oh, I was kidnapped and taken to the Bohemian Grove and tied up and gagged and forced to watch kids get R-worded while I filmed it. Oh, I got the evidence on tape. He wasn't doing that shit. Wow, I love how it dropped from 19 to 9 watchers all in a split second. Anyway, whatever. So Ryan Garcia was not displaying this behavior before Devin Haney. He pulled out of a fight because he had a mental health issue. And it might have been a real one. It might have been depression. He might have felt like he didn't want to do it. Okay. But he wasn't going on racist rants. He wasn't doing all this bullshit. No, he just pulled out the fight. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, when it comes to Devin Haney, he does all this bullshit, and he tells you multiple times that he's trolling. He and Floyd Mayweather colluded to have Ryan Garcia come in 3.2 pounds overweight, because that is the strategic amount of weight that you can come in without the New York State Athletic Commission 86 in the fight. So if Ryan Garcia had come in over 145 pounds, the fight would have been called off. Devin Haney would not have been able to allow it to happen. So Ryan Garcia told y'all that he was trolling. He told you guys that he had strategically come in 3.2 pounds overweight. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. He used IVs on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of these things were going on before Devin. All of a sudden, he fights Devin. He wants to do all this shit. But it's mental health issues. That's what we're doing, right? That's what his parents say. That's what all these people say. But I haven't heard Ryan Garcia himself blame it on mental health issues. Now, he did say he went on that racist rant because he was drunk. But he never said, oh, well, I got mental health issues. I'm this and that. And what is the mental health issue? Because there are lots of mental health issues, most of which you would not be excused for your behavior because of. Now, if you had something extreme, right? Like schizophrenia or something like that. Yeah, okay, so you can't really control your actions because you have a chemical imbalance in your brain that will not allow you to be a rational individual, that will not allow you to think about what you're doing. Okay, there's certain mental health issues that you can have that would lead you to do certain things that are out of control. But Ryan Garcia, they ain't got that shit. You can have a mental health issue and still be held responsible for your actions. You can have a mental health issue and still be an asshole. Right? You can be a narcissist, but because you're a narcissist, that doesn't mean that you can do what the fuck you want to do without consequences. That doesn't mean that I'm going to have compassion for you. You can have bipolar depression. You know, you can be up and down, up and down. You can have, manic depression. 1 minute you're manic, 1 minute you're depressed. So what? I can acknowledge, okay, well, he's been diagnosed with manic depression. So what? And in likelihood, if you have been diagnosed with something like manic depression, they're going to give you medication for it. They give you medication to make you even. So if you're not taking your medication and you're uneven, well, guess what? You are responsible for taking your medication. And if your manic depression is to the point where you can't keep track of taking your medication, then you need to be put somewhere. Somebody needs to be observing you. So Ryan Garcia is not, none of these things are going on with Ryan Garcia. None of it. Ryan Garcia, I don't believe, has any mental health issue that can stop him from behaving like a douchebag. He does not have douchebaggery preventing mental health issues as far as I'm concerned. Let me shout out some of y'all people up here. Robert was good. TF was good. I know. TF ain't no mental health. I agree. King James says Ryan knows what he's doing. I agree with that as well. Of course. 100% correct. You speaking real facts. That's what I try to do, man. Like, and I'm sorry, Bill Haney. I think he took the wrong approach on this one. But hey, he's a grown ass man, right? Bill Haney can do what he wants. Bill Haney can have any reaction he wants to. I'm just questioning why. After everything that he's done to your son, after the danger he put your son in, and after not being held responsible like he should be, and not taking responsibility, trying to manipulate the New York State Athletic Commission ruling to further push this narrative that he did not take performance-enhancing drugs. You would think that Bill Haney would look at this pattern of behavior and understand that this ain't nothing but a gambit from Ryan Garcia, right? Ryan Garcia, guess what, y'all? Ryan Garcia is very calculated. He's playing 5D chess. Very calculated. Why do I say he's calculated? Well, look how he set up his racist rant. He knew he was going to do that. Now, I think he did it because Champ's side went at his head, went at his neck. So Champ's side went at his neck day one, right? In regards to the performance-enhancing drugs and all that type of shit. So then Ryan Garcia decided to bait Champ's side with this black-on-black anti-fucking spaces he did. Well, that didn't work against Champ's side. Champ's side made them look like goddamn buffoons. So what does he do next? Well, he says, fuck it. Because when he did that spaces with the black-on-black crime bullshit, a lot of black people stood in the pocket with Ryan. A lot of people rode on Ryan Garcia's nuts with that. I don't know why. I don't know why Ryan Garcia has fostered so much support from the black community. But that's just what it is. So he fostered all this support. And remember, when that Fulio idiot was talking about the N-word, right, in the hard ER, did y'all hear Ryan Garcia tell him to say? He told him to say the nigga with the hard ER. He told him, he said, say it. Right? So he said, you know what, the next day, I received black backlash from very few people on this topic. So what I'm gonna do the next day? Well, I'm gonna get drunk, right? I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna drink a little bit, so that way I have a built-in. I'll have a built-in excuse. I'll have a built-in alibi. I have a built-in excuse for people to use for me, right? Because that's what they did. Ultimately, a lot of these people that heard him say this rant, they came out and they threw this excuse around for Ryan. So all right, whatever, right? Oh, I can use that. So I'm gonna get drunk and I'm gonna come out and say a racist rant. I'm gonna say F Negroes, F Muslims. I'm going to talk about George Floyd, right? I'm gonna say I'm gonna dig him up, kill him again, all this other type of shit. And I'm not going to receive that much backlash from it. I'm going to stir the fucking world up into a crazy goddamn mess. He was stirring the pot, y'all. He was stirring the pot because he knew that he had black people that would go to bat for him, and he knew he had black people that would not go to bat for him, that would call for, you know what I'm saying, that would call it what it is. But he knew that all he would have to do was pull back. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna stir up this shit. I'm gonna pull back, and I'm gonna allow the black people. I'm gonna allow the coons and the real black folks, right? I'm gonna allow them to go at each other. I'm gonna allow black and brown to go at each other. I'm gonna allow black and white. I'm gonna sit back, and I'm going to sit back and appreciate all the chaos I sowed, because I'm a chaos agent. Ryan Garcia is a chaos agent, and he did his job. So now we got black people running around talking about, oh, well, you know, oh, he was drunk and got mental health issues. He don't mean it, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And then you got people that are calling what it is. Oh, he's a racist motherfucker, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kenny Ellis, right? For seeing through the bullshit and not being blinded by the mental health nonsense, right? Then you got Bill Haney taking the stance of, oh, well, I'm not gonna kick a man while he's down. And, well, when was Ryan Garcia down? What, he's down? He's down on what? What is he down on? This guy is walking around freely, you know what I'm saying? Being a chaos agent, being racist. What is he? He's down? He got all these black people defending him, and now he got you defending him. But he's down. What is he down from? What consequence has he suffered that would make him down? And if he was down, well, it serves him fucking right. Serves him right. So if he's down, some people need to get kicked while they down, so that they remember when they get up. Let me not go there again, because I don't want to be down again. So guess what? I'm going to change my behavior. Sometimes when people are down, you got to kick them. You got to kick them to help them understand how it's like to be down here. I don't want to be down here again, because if I'm down here again, I know I'm gonna get kicked, especially if I put myself down here. Ryan Garcia is down because he brought himself down, right? He brought himself down. So if he brought himself down, well, let the kicking commence. Whereas Ryan's cheating behavior So therefore, okay, I can see why you would say Devin shouldn't be kicked while he's down, because Devin didn't put himself down there. Ryan Garcia did with his cheating behavior. Ryan and all these people that are riding for Ryan Garcia being a cheater and saying it don't matter, and allowing, and just saying basically, oh well, you can cheat as long as it's against somebody we don't like. Well, if that's what brought you down, okay, I can see why people say don't kick him while he's down. But if Ryan Garcia was brought down by his own actions, why not kick his monkey ass? Why not kick him? Also, Bill, did you not see the video where Ryan Garcia had an orangutan in the video in the driver's seat? And he was basically saying that was your son, because that's what people in the comment section were pulling from that. You think that's okay? I don't know, Bill. You might want to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate. Because again, oh fuck, Ryan Garcia brought himself down. So if Ryan Garcia brought himself down, which he's not down, y'all, but if he was, he brought himself there. Well then, fuck it, kick him. If I go out and kill somebody, right, in cold blood, guess what? And I get caught, and I go through all the process of I go through due process, and they find out that I'm guilty like a motherfucker, and I get the death penalty. I'm going to be down on death row. I'm going to be down. If you are the victim's father or mother or whatever, and you know, all that type of shit, and you call me out my name and you express all this vitriol and anger toward me while I'm down, well, are you going to tell that person, oh, don't kick him while he's down? No, you're going to say, fuck that motherfucker. And how is it kicking him while he's down? By calling him what he is, by calling him a racist and not excusing his behavior via alcohol and mental health issues. How is that kicking him while he's down? All you're doing is expressing what it is. And then now, if you don't feel that way, then you don't feel that way. You don't feel like Ryan Garcia is racist on his own. You feel like alcohol and mental health issues gave him racism. I mean, that's your thoughts. Whatever. Oh, goddamn motherfucking. Oh, great traffic. Jesse Lewis says, Diddy did it. I don't know what you're talking about. Dizzy Mezic says, this fool just saying anything, don't even know what he's saying. What in the hell are you talking about? So what wrong with this going after Bill Haney? So what? Dezig Mezic, who learned you how to spoke? Who learned you how to wrote? What are you talking about right now? So what wrong this going after Bill Haney for Ryan reaction? You said it was not right for Bill to do that. What are you talking about? I said that his reaction was ass. Bill Haney showing compassion to Ryan Garcia for his behavior was ass. But I'm not personally attacking Bill Haney. Bill Haney is a great guy. Bill Haney is a great father and a great manager and a great promoter for his sons and for his son and his other children. I just think that in this particular case, Bill Haney excusing Ryan Garcia's behavior was ass. That's the bottom line to it. No Nonsense Stucky was good. Pookie Bear says it's about the money. Roland Quay. And you know what? I don't think for Bill it's about the money. Bill's not getting anything from financially from not going in on Ryan Garcia. He probably just actually feels like Ryan Garcia has mental health, is having a mental health breakdown, and that, you know, he's feeling compassion for him. I just think that I don't understand why, because there was no compassion for Ryan Garcia when he cheated against your son and all this other type of shit. You know, you didn't attribute that to mental health and drinking, even though Ryan Garcia was clearly drunk multiple times during press conferences and face-to-faces. Motherfucker was drinking alcohol during the ceremonial weigh-in. So none of the, you know, I just don't understand it. No nonsense. Stucky was good. So I don't understand why Bill would have this level of compassion. I think it's ass. I think that, you know, personally, that's my opinion. It is what it is. If I knew Bill, I would tell him that. I would say, yo, what the fuck is this bullshit? And I would probably debate with him why Ryan Garcia deserves no passion. And if he decides that he compassion, and if if Bill Haneys still decides to give Ryan Garcia a pass, that would be on him. I'm not here to control how people perceive, how people express how they feel. I'm not here to make Bill, you know, not have compassion for Ryan. But I am going to say that I think it's wild that you do have it. You know, it is what it is. So that's what this is about. So I mean that shit. I mean, there is enough compassion going around for Ryan Garcia. And y'all saw Floyd Mayweather didn't even want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to give his opinion or thoughts on Ryan Garcia's racist rant. Said he ain't trying to hear that. But then he'll tell people, oh well, if I were around during Muhammad Ali's time, I would be standing up like Muhammad Ali did. But in present time, you don't want to say nothing about it. Right? It's all bullshit, y'all. Ryan Garcia is probably... Oh, and here's another thing. This motherfucker said that he's going to go to rehab. But after his fight... Well, not his fight. After his brother's fight, Sean Garcia, you know, he does this little video message to the world talking about, oh yeah, we took an L with a fucking cocktail, which might be a cocktail, in his fucking hand. A cocktail glass with some whatever kind of drink in there. He wasn't in no rehab. Where's the rehab at? Was he waiting for his brother's fight? This motherfucker had you know what I'm saying? Some alcohol, probably, in his glass. But he told y'all he was going to rehab. Yeah. Is he there now? If not, what's he waiting on? A written invitation? Like, oh, fuck. Got something at the house. God damn it. I hate that shit. I wish I could go back and get it, but it's way too late now. But I mean, where's the rehab? Why aren't we in rehab right now? We're supposed to be in rehab. You see, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Ryan Garcia doesn't even think he has a problem. You understand? Ryan Garcia doesn't think he has a problem. He clearly doesn't care about this mental health issue he supposedly has. So why should we care? Why should we care? Let me tell y'all, Ryan Garcia is in complete control of his faculties. Complete control. He is an actor, y'all. He told y'all he wanted to be an actor. He's playing a role for y'all. He's playing a role for y'all. He's playing the role of the mental health patient that goes on a racist rant, when he's just a racist who is playing a mental health patient. Ain't no way he's not a racist when he did what he did. Like, right? The actions that he took clearly show that he is a racist. So, I don't know, man. I think we need to just take a step back and think about what he's doing. Think about his behavior. Think about the pattern of behavior that he has shown over the years. Right? Cappy O'Malley says, who are you to talk about Ryan Garcia, grown-ass man? That's who I am. A grown-ass man. A grown-ass man who can talk about whatever the fuck he want to talk about. Next question. I'm grown. I can talk about what I want to talk about. I have the right to speak, and I choose to talk about Ryan Garcia being a racist, and I choose to talk about Bill Haney's impotent response to Ryan Garcia's racist rant. That's what that's what I am. That's who I am. So, you know, it is what it is. Take that how you want to take it. Really don't give a shit. So, that's what it is, y'all. So yeah, like I said, man, be very interesting to see how this unfolds going in the future. And, you know, at some point, maybe we can get back to boxing as it should be. But boxing never really has been as it should be, huh? There's always been some level of corruption in the sport of boxing. There's a level of corruption in every sport. There's a level of corruption in every organization, every organized thing that exists in this world has some level of corruption in it, right? Organized sports has always had some level of corruption. Government always has some level of corruption. So every time you get some people together that decide to create an organization around something, there's always going to be corruption, because people are greedy, people are power hungry, and so they want to exercise that, right? And that's how this world works. So every time you have some type of organization or some type of government, some type of something, there are always going to be a level of corruption that influences the outcome and outcomes of whatever that organization is about. So in sports, you have organized sports where you have sanctioning bodies, where you have governing bodies, right? You're going to have people that run this shit. People are human beings, right? Human beings are human beings. Like they can be influenced, right? They can be corrupted. They will be corrupted. This is what it is. When you have the elites, when you have this person, that commissioner, when you have coaches, referees, judges, right? Promoters, they're all going to be corrupted to some degree. They're all going to be influenced, right? Based on power, based whatever appeals to them. So this is just part for the course, right? This is just part for the course. And they're always going to be biased towards the people that look like them or are like them, right? Like the WBC. The WBC, well, their bias is going to be skewed towards the Hispanic fighters, right? Like Canelo. Canelo popped dirty for clenbuterol. He said he was eating Mexican beef burritos, and that's where it came from, blah, 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 blah. Even though he knew that beef in Mexico, the cattle are injected with clenbuterol to achieve a certain marbling or whatever the fuck in the cow. He knew that was is within the cow. So, oh, well, I ate some beef. I ate some Mexican beef. Well, you knew that this beef was likely to have clenbuterol in it. So you decided to eat a bunch of it anyway. But they allowed him to get off on a light punishment and raise the levels of allowable levels of clenbuterol in the systems of Mexican boxers. So that's just an example. So every system, every organization is going to have some corruption in it, right? There's always going to be a level of corruption. And that corruption is going to benefit certain individuals. First of all, it's going to benefit the people that run it, right? Just like the government. You got these government entities, you got these Congress people, you got these executives like the president, like governors and mayors and whatnot. They are going to benefit from the corruption. And the people they align with and look like them are going to likely benefit from it, depending on how far you are from that elite level, right? So the closer you are to the elite level within that system, the more you're going to benefit, as if you look like or are in the same culture as those people, right? You have the dominant culture of society. The dominant culture, right? The dominant culture, right? Or the dominant culture is the culture that has the most influence, right? So the dominant culture within the United States are going to have the most influence on what happens in the United States and how that state or how the country is ran. And the people within that dominant culture, their people are going to benefit more from their influence, right? That's just the nature of things. So if the dominant culture of the United States happens to be white, well, the white people that are not necessarily on that elite level are going to have more benefit from the choices that the dominant culture makes. So that's just how it is. That's just the way the world works. That's just human nature. Every time you allow a select few individuals to control what you got going on and to have so much influence over society, to set the rules, to pass laws and collect taxes, that's what you're going to have. You're going to have the people that look like them are going to come up the most. It can't be helped. And it doesn't matter what race you are, black, white. So the black folks were the dominant culture. Their people would benefit more. That's just the way it is. That's right. That's just the way it is. And that's why the less of that you have, the better off you'll be. Right? The less government, the better. That's just how that's just what it is. And the more control government has, the worse off you're going to be. Because the people that run that government, that has the most influence over what that government does, they're always going to ensure that they benefit the most. And the same thing goes in boxing and sanctioning bodies. But if people were to fight, boxers were to fight independently of sanctioning bodies, right? It would be a lot more even, right? The playing field would be a lot more even across the board. But you would still have to ensure that things were safe, right? You know, the regulating bodies would still have to exist to a degree, but then you'd have to have a lot more control over, right? You would have to ensure that the people that run these regulatory bodies are not being influenced by money, by greed, by power, and it's very difficult to do. So the only way I feel to resolve these issues in boxing in any sport is for there to be completely independent regulatory bodies around it, right? So, and that would be very difficult to do because everybody can be got to, right? So how do you do it? Well, you can start with maybe eliminating the sanctioning bodies, right? Have one belt in every weight class that the boxer can fight for in those divisions. So every division will have one belt, and the judges would be selected randomly for each fight, and the regulatory bodies like the New York State Athletic Commission could still be in place. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there would have to be some type of committee that would have to oversee and audit these regulatory bodies. And those committees would have to consist of, you know, random unbiased people from all walks of life, right? That could oversee what the regulatory bodies are doing. They you know, you need checks and balances, right? That's why they created these three branches of government, ostensibly for checks and balances, but it really doesn't balance out. That's why you need something outside of that to make sure that they're on point. But that's not what happens, right? And guess what? In the United States, that's what the Constitution. Actually, there should be something. There should be something outside of those three branches that, you know, ensure that the three branches aren't out of control, right? And that's the people themselves. So the people, right, give consent to be governed. It's in the Constitution, the consent of the governed. So the consent of the governed, that means that I can only be governed by these three branches with my consent. You can only govern me with my consent. The minute you demonstrate a level of corruption that is unacceptable, well, then we can remove our consent. The Constitution gives us that ability. We just don't go with it, right? And that's why the Second Amendment is in place. You see, that's why the Second Amendment is in place, because if those three branches were ever to demonstrate that the checks and balances don't work, well, then that's when the people come in and say, yeah, yo, this ain't gonna roll. We ain't rolling with this. We got to change some shit around. The Constitution gives us that ability, right? And to ensure that we have that ability, it gives us the Second Amendment. That's why we have the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. The First Amendment is to be able to express our disagreements with how the government is being ran, right? And the Second Amendment is in place to ensure that our ability to express our grievances isn't going to be hindered, and to also prevent, tyranny and all that. That's why these things are in place. That's why they're trying to remove them. They're trying to remove these safeguards for the people with this legislation, with these gun control laws. They tell you all for public safety, and then you got the general surgeon or whatever the fuck, surgeon general, talking about, oh, this is a public health crisis. And listen, they don't give a shit about that. What they give a shit about is ensuring that we have less ability, right, to stand up and resist tyranny. So we're supposed to be able to come in when the three branches of governments are out of pocket and get them back in pocket, or to completely remove them, or to completely dismantle it. Consent of the governed. You need something similar in sports organizations, right? Because at the end of the day, who ensures that these sanctioning bodies, that these organized sports are in place? The people that watch them, the people that pay money to see this shit. We have the ability to say, no. This ain't rolling. This ain't going down. We have the ability to step in and say, nah, we're not paying for this shit. No, we're not gonna do this. We're not rolling with this. We got that ability. It's not the government. Okay. Stupid ass people. We have the ability. Right? We can stop going to the fights. We can stop paying for tickets. We can petition. There's a lot of things that we can do. But the problem is that most of us, we don't give a shit, right? We're out to lunch. Because the loudest voices, well, I'm not gonna say the loudest voices. The most of the voices are on the side of Ryan Garcia, right? They think it's okay for him to spew racism, and they think they want to attribute it to alcohol, and they want to attribute it to mental health issues, or flat out just don't give a shit. They flat out just don't give a shit. And so that's the problem. That's the problem with government as well. The people that are governed, right? Most of them, they are statists, right? Most of them agree with and excuse the corruption. They roll with the corruption. You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, well, what can we do about it? We need government for bridges, and we need government for schools and hospitals. What would we do without government? They feel like that ain't shit. We can't do anything without government. It's the same thing with boxing. Oh, we can't enjoy boxing without the sanctioning bodies. We can't enjoy boxing without the WBC and the IBF and all this other type of shit. What? That's the thing, man. Because these organizations are made up of people just like you. All they did was organize. All they did was come together and say, this is how we're going to do shit. Well, y'all can do the same thing. We can do the same shit. Those of us outside of these organizations can do the same things. We can organize. We can come up with a system that's different than theirs and less corrupt. We have the ability to do all this. You know that we can come together ourselves and put on fights. We can put on our own fights. We can come up with our own basketball associations and football associations. Hell, Ice Cube did that. Ice Cube did that with the Big Three. You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what, man, I'm tired of this NBA corruption and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to start my own basketball organization. He did that. You know what I'm saying? Now they're trying to tear it down. They've been trying to tear it down. They've been trying to diminish it. They've been trying to hinder it. But he did that. You know, Black Prime or BLK Prime they tried to do the same thing. They had Terrence Crawford on a fight. We can do this shit. We don't need them, right? Look at Street Beefs. I don't know if you guys familiar with Street Beefs, right? Street Beefs started out, and they're still it's a YouTube channel where they put on fights in backyards and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can come through and fight. You know? And so they did that, and they have almost 4 million subscribers. You think they need the IBF and the WBO and all these other organizations to do this shit? No, they're doing it with random people that live around in the area that they're putting these fights on in. And you come in and you sign up. It's like when you come to go to a spoken word spot and they have open mic night. You know what I'm saying? And they don't just do boxing. They do MMA. They do MMA. They do Muay Thai on Street Beefs. And there is no regulatory body except for Street Beefs. Like they just, you know what I'm saying? They just have these people come in. They put on fights. They have a nurse on standby. And I'm pretty sure they have some permit or something like that. They're able to do it. Grassroots. Through grassroots efforts. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of these people, they're not trained fighters. They have trained fighters. They have untrained fighters. They have people that have beef with each other. That come in and they settle their differences in the octagon or in the ring. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you don't hear anything about Street Beefs like I hear about any issue. Now they don't pay their fighters. You know, these people are just coming through because they feel exhilarated. They want to, you know, they want to do it. Shit, can't be mad at that, right? But they're not paying their fighters, y'all. Imagine if they can do something like that, so could certain other boxers and boxing fans and people that have influence over the sport that are upset with the corruption. Y'all don't appreciate the organization, the sanctioning bodies of what they're doing. You don't appreciate their practices. Well, guess what? Y'all can come together and say, you know what? Let's start our own little thing with actual professional boxers. You know what I'm saying? They'll get paid, and we'll take them. Let's put our money together. Former boxers, retired boxers, Hall of Famers that are fed up with the corruption behind it and want to do something a little different. You have that ability. You have that ability. But yeah, that's all I got for now, y'all, man. I'm gonna get off this thing. I gotta pull over and take a piss. But anyway, y'all stay up, man. Anyway, again, this is not a personal attack against Bill Haney. I just don't understand, and I think his reaction was ass. I mean, very, very impotent, and I don't understand it. But that was his choice. It was Bill Haney's choice to say that. I mean, that's on him. Sam Seals was good. Salute from West Australia, by way of East Oakland. That's what's up. Sam Seals, nice seeing you in here, man. But I'm gonna get off of here. Please hit the like button on y'all way out, and yeah, Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Do y'all think Bill went too soft, or do y'all think that he did the right thing? Y'all let me know. Either way, it's okay, or somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. There is room for nuance. There is room for nuance. I don't think that it makes sense, but that's not how I would approach it. But that's me. I'm different than Bill. Bill's his own man. So, and Bill has the right. Bill has every right to react the way he did. That's on him, you know. But here's my thing. The reason I think it's an issue is because Bill has a lot of influence, and a lot of people look up to Bill and all that type of stuff. So Bill is sort of a leader in the sport. So, you know, I just think, you know, I think that I think it's kind of like a soft on crime thing. You know what I mean? Like the guy, like Ryan Garcia, has been pulling some bullshit. So it is what it is, y'all. Y'all stay up. Much love. Like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna keep marching forward.